And without further ado, I would like to say a few words about our wonderful teacher, Marie Blair. Marie turned to yoga over 17 years ago when her husband was diagnosed with early onset Parkinson's. Flexible but not particularly athletic, Marie has found yoga life-changing. Yoga Alliance E200 hour registered teacher, pursuing her 500 hour certification with yoga medicine, Marie teaches gentle yoga for all bodies with a special love for guiding seniors and those with chronic or disabling health conditions. Marie typically teaches weekly classes at Villager Yoga, Lakeshore Foundation, and O'Neill Library. But during COVID, she has been teaching virtually at Villager and in-person private classes. Marie, thank you so much for being with us, and I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to you.
Thank you so much. This is a wonderful opportunity, and I so appreciate everyone's interest and participation. So, one thing that I am very aware of in the world of working remotely or in offices is that we spend a lot of time sitting. So let's stand up and begin standing. And in yoga, this is called Tadasana, or mountain pose. So let's just take a moment to feel ourselves and what's required when we're vertical. So the first thing I'm aware of is my knees are locked. So I need to soften them, bend them a little bit. And then I'd like you to bring your awareness to your feet. Now, ideally, you've taken off your shoes, you've taken off your socks if you're wearing them, but that may or may not be possible in your work environment. But I do encourage you to spend time barefoot at home, feel the stimulation, really good for the feet. So let's just for a moment bring our awareness to anchoring our weight in the heels, and then spread that weight into the base of the pinky toe and the base of the big toe. So think of the sole of the foot like a tripod. And remember to keep the knees bent, a little bent. And let's lift our toes if you're not wearing shoes. Let them fan out and release. So now, with that steady foundation, see if you can soften your gaze or even close your eyes and just sort of feel the rebounding energy from the earth move up the inner thighs, the pelvis, the spine, long spine out through the crown of the head. And then with this steady mountain pose, I'd like you to bring your full friendly attention to your breath. So in yoga, we breathe, if comfortable, through the nose, in and out. So it's very different than other exercise. And it has this marvelous effect of resetting the nervous system. So just for a moment or two, I want you to pay attention. I actually hope you'll continue to pay attention when we're moving, but I'd like you to pay attention to what feels natural in your breath. So sense the breath in the nostrils, the throat, the chest, the belly. Feel the breath as it rises and falls. Notice if the breath is choppy or smooth, hurried or slow, shallow or deep. Don't change anything, but just be an observer of the breath just as it is. Feeling the breath come in, feeling the breath go out. Couple more cycles of just observing the breath as it is. And then let's practice the 3-part breath, 3-dimensional breathing, shaping the breath, bringing our intention to the breath. Now remember, the breath clearly is involuntary, otherwise we wouldn't all be here, but it's voluntary too. You can shape and change the breath to serve you. So with your hands on your belly, inhale as you feel the breath rise up into the hands, and exhale as you feel the breath sink back. Inhaling, feeling the belly soften, expand. Exhale, let it go. And again, breathing into the belly and release. Hands to the rib cage, left and right. On the next inhalation, feel the belly rise, the ribs widen like an accordion, and let it go. Inhale, round breath, wide breath. Exhale, release. And again, breathing into the belly, wide through the rib cage. Let it go. Hands to the breastbone. On the next inhalation, belly rounds, rib cage expands, collarbones spread. And release. Inhale, round breath, wide breath, lifted and spread breath. Exhale, release. One more time. Breathing into the belly, wide through the rib cage, lifted through the collarbones, and let it go. Then arms to your side, palms facing up. Let's keep that beautiful, easy, soft rhythm of the breath as we roll the shoulders up and back, palms open, and up and down, forward, bow the head. So breathe in as you lift and spread, and breathe out as you feel the shoulder blades move apart. This time, palms open. Let's inhale the arms up, exhale the good energy to the heart. And again, breathe in, extend the waist, and breathe out. One more time, breathing into the rib cage and let it go. Then we're going to add sitting as if you're sitting in a chair. So anchor into your heels, feel strong and steady, and then come back to standing. So let's flow back and stand tall. One more time. So feel the strength of the legs.
Oh, Marie, you're muted.
Have I been muted the whole time?
No, it just happened. You're good now.
Sorry. So sorry. So sorry. Thank you. All right. Let's practice that sitting in a chair. So imagine I'm sitting down in a chair. I'm drawing the hips back, and then I'm standing tall. So feel the lift through the heart region, and then stand tall. So let's combine the two. Sweep the arms up, palms together, hands to the heart, arms by your side, sit back into chair, and then stand tall. Sweep the arms up. This time, reach for the opposite wrist, pull over to one side, and then the other side. Back to the center, release the arms, roll the shoulders back, and let's have a seat. So as we come to seated mountain, feet are under the knees, Shoulders are stacked over the hips. Crown of the head is lifted, chin parallel. Now we have a tendency when we sit a lot and we're looking at a computer or at a phone to have what is called an anterior forward carriage. So we bring our head forward and we rely on the muscles and the shoulders to hold this very heavy head. So it's really important to become aware of your body in space, what's called proprioception, and have the head floating at the top of the skull so that if we're all lined up, we find there is much less muscular effort required. And some of that tension that lives in our neck and our shoulders subsides. So let's practice seated cow and cat. And as you inhale, sweep the arm or draw the hands towards your hips, broaden your chest, arch your back. And as you exhale, round back, tuck the chin. So see if you can link the breath and the movement, inhaling as you lengthen and broaden, and exhaling as you round and relax. So keep flowing. Feel that undulating movement in the spine. The spine really needs good hydration, doesn't have its own independent blood supply, and so it benefits from forward, back, side to side, and rotation, although doing that gently. So let's do one more. Arching the back, swayed back cow, and then rounding the back, tucking the chin. Then come back to sitting tall. Bring your arms to your side. Again, your palms facing up. And let's roll the shoulders up and back. Take your left hand to the side of the chair. Come into a side bend and bring your awareness to your rib cage. So feel the rib cage lift up and away from the hips. And then as you turn your sternum, your heart down, reaching diagonally, see if you can feel that stretch in the lower corner of the rib cage. Then we're going to flow. So bring that right arm to half of a cactus and take your gaze there, and then stretch across. So feel the sensation that arises. Feel the movement as it links with the breath. And enjoy that easy flow. As we draw the right hand back, let's bring both arms so they're like cactus. And inhale as you broaden the chest. Exhale, bring the palms together. Breathe in, open. Breathe out, close. So continue to alternate between that experience of expansion and that stretch in the back body. One more time. And then let's extend the arms, hinge forward into a forward fold. Bring your arms back and then lift them up, palms together, hands to the heart. Bow your head. Arms to each side. This time, take the right hand to just sort of rest on the side of the chair, left palm open. Come into a side bend. Again, feel your attention drawn to that space you're creating in the rib cage, in the side seam of the body. Soften the top shoulder. allow the arm to be more of a release than a reach. And then we're going to do that same diagonal of turning the heart, sternum downward, feeling that stretch extend into the lower corner of the rib cage. And then let's do the same flow. Inhale and exhale. Breathing in, broadening the chest. Breathing out, feeling that sensation, that good sensation in the back body. Let's do one more. And then let's pause, bring both arms up. This time we'll interlace the fingers behind the head. Again, we're really trying to counter that rounding forward by feeling broadness in the front body and more spaciousness in the back body, but not feeling sort of contracted. So let's breathe in, and on the exhale, bow your head, elbows moving towards each other. Inhale, extend. Exhale, arms wide. Inhale, palms together. Exhale, interlace behind the head. So that's the sequence. So let's inhale broad. Exhale, bow. Inhale, keep things broad. Exhale, arms wide. Breathe in, palms together. Breathe out, cradle the head. One more time. Breathing in, broad shoulders. Breathing out, stretching into the shoulder blades. Breathing in, broad. Long, embrace your space. Arms moving up, cradling the head. Side bend and side bend. And release. So inhale your shoulders up to the ears and let it go with a big ha. And again, breathing in, lifting up and release. Ha. One more time. Ha. Then with your feet firmly on the ground, let's circle and feel the anchoring through the heels. Feel rooted through the sits bones and long through the spine. Soften the neck. Relax the jaw. Keep that steady, easy, nourishing breath to complement your movement. And then change direction. Lengthening, breathing. One more time. Then let's come back to sitting tall and draw one knee up and keep your spine long. Do your best to not hold on so tightly that you feel kind of a ripple of tension moving up into your shoulders. And let's circle. Circle the ankle and get as much movement as is possible. We are in sandal season, so hopefully everyone's in their bare feet. And if not, you can certainly juice up that ankle joint. And then we're going to take that ankle to cross the opposite thigh. Now, if this isn't available to you, ankle crossing the other ankle also gives you that opportunity to move and hydrate the hip joint. But if you're comfortable with your leg on your thigh, then stay there. Be mindful not to press down on the knee. One of the marvelous things about yoga is it truly is about paying attention to your body just as it is today, right now, and not being competitive, not being ambitious about it, but simply being curious, like a scientist, the way I like to think about it. So let's bring our palms facing up. And as we inhale, grow long through the spine, crown of the head lifted. And as you exhale, hinge forward as if you're offering something marvelous to someone. And then come back to sitting tall. So inhale, long. Exhale, hinge. So we'll do that a few times with the breath. Inhale and exhale. Moving gently with curiosity and awareness. So if anything feels sort of uncomfortable, then modifying, backing off, setting your ego aside, that pesky ego that thinks we need to do things a particular way. And then let's come back to sitting tall, bring the knee back so we're holding it up high, crown of the head lifted. Then stand, step that foot wide, hands on your thighs, grow tall, find that beautiful long spine, and look over your right shoulder. And with each inhalation, just feel yourself grow a little taller. And with each exhalation, just visualize the air just gently rotating the spine. We're not cranking. We're not moving in a way that is forceful or goal-oriented. And we're continuing to feel that easy nourishment of the breath. And then let's look straight ahead, and we'll do a little flow where we lift the knee and bring the foot back to the front, and then lift it up and step out. Do it about 3 times. So we know the hips are vitally important to both our posture, our mobility, and we want to keep them healthy. Like it's the largest joint of the body, is my understanding, a synovial joint that really likes hydration. Very important. So let's bring both feet side by side, and in between sides, let's do seated cow and cat. So arch the back, broaden the shoulders, look up a little bit, and then round back, tuck the chin. Breathe in, nice expansion. Breathe out, relax the back body. One more time. And then let's come back to sitting tall. Draw that knee up. See what's possible as far as keeping your posture long, tall, and then circle. Circle the ankle, spread the toes, a little tune-up. I feel like when you take your car in for a tune-up, that's the way I feel about when we work in our joints. We're tuning them up, we're hydrating, we're keeping them healthy, we're making them feel good. So change direction. And then bring that ankle to cross the opposite thigh or the opposite ankle, whichever works for you. And then take a moment, notice, feel that sensation. A lot of times when in our lives we experience any pain, sometimes it's because we're interpreting and sort of amplifying discomfort. And possibly, if we approach it with a little more friendliness, we would maybe experience it a little differently. So let's bring the palms up. Take a deep inhale. Stay tall. Exhale, hinge forward. Feel and notice what's going on in the hips. And then inhale back to sitting tall. So just flow in and out of a gentle forward fold and standing tall. Observe how this side feels compared to the other. Always seeking balance, but the reality is there are differences. So just finding that appreciation for the brilliance of the body with all its uniqueness, all of its capacities, even when there are times we're wishing perhaps this little ache or pain might not be present. Sometimes yoga can help. So let's draw that knee back in, and we're going to step wide, plant those feet, hands resting, and look over your left shoulder. Breathe. Find that easy rhythm. Never underestimate the power of the breath to calm the mind, soothe the nervous system, improve the mood. Then looking straight ahead, step that foot back, and we're going to do those same big steps to move in our hips, stepping out and in, lifting the knee up. Keep breathing. Couple more times. And one more time. All right, let's cross our chest if this is available and hinge forward and come back to standing, bringing your hands to your heart. So we're going to practice balance using that lovely foundational posture tree. And it's really important to set yourself up for practicing balance. So the first thing that's helpful is to settle your breath. Just notice the rhythm of the breath. And then the second essential thing is to find a focal point, a drishti, an unmoving place for your eyes. So not looking at something that's moving, which stimulates the brain. And then when you find you've got a easy, supportive breath, you found something to look at, then choose which foot you'd like to shift your weight to and lift the other heel. And feel that transfer of weight. Now it's up to you. This could be your tree, or you could spin your knee out and keep your toe planted. And remember, balance changes. So if you fall out, come back. You're always welcome to explore placing your foot beneath the knee or above the knee. But be patient with yourself. Even yoga teachers get the wobbles for sure. So find quiet, stillness, even in the midst of the wobbles, the fidgets. And then slowly bring yourself back to earth. Widen your stance and do some hula hoop rolls. I don't know if y'all have had experience with hula hoops. Probably. I think they were a big thing in the 70s and they've had a revival, I believe. So just really get your hips moving. Then try a few figure eights. Come back to mountain pose. Hands to the heart. Find that breath, that drishti, the focal point. And then explore tree on the other side. Perhaps just lifting your heel or your foot or spinning. Sometimes you're not very steady. I don't appear to be today. Grow your branches. Sometimes we're sturdy oaks. Sometimes we're not. We're kind of willows. So whatever you are, just go with it. And then let's bring ourselves back to earth. Let's inhale, sweep the arms up, reach for the opposite wrist, grow that arm a little longer, and gently pull it to the side. Then back to the center. Let the other arm lengthen and feel the rib cage expand. And let's do that again. Take your time. Feel what's here. Back to the center, arms to your sides. Sit back into chair. Anchor into your heels. And slowly come into a soft forward fold. Now, you're welcome to do this sitting or standing. If you're standing, widen your stance, reach for the opposite elbows, and gently rock from side to side. If you are someone who has high blood pressure, then you're probably going to want to skip this fold. But for those of us who can enjoy it, feel the weight of the head just releasing. Feel the traction, letting the spine be long. Come back to the center, release the hands, bring the feet in, and bending the knees, circle the arms, stand tall, palms together, hands to the heart. Interlace the fingers, press the palms away, bow the head. Open the arms wide, embrace the day. Give yourself a hug, reach for the shoulder blades, lift the elbows, keep the lower body quiet as you look in one direction, elbows in the other. Rotate side to side. Then back to the center, open your arms wide. Think of someone you'd like to embrace. Other arm on top, reaching for the shoulder blades, lifting the elbows, rotating side to side. Then back to the center, just sort of shake it out, widen your stance a bit, and let's just do a flowing twist. Lifting one heel, Really loose arms. Then with our feet somewhat wide, turn your left toes so the heel is sort of bisecting the arch of the back foot. Bend that front knee. See that it stays above or behind the ankle and come into warrior two. Shoulders relaxed, arms active. Turn the front palm up as you come to reverse warrior. Feel again that really lovely spaciousness in the side body. Back to warrior two. And then extended right angle. So bring the back of the hand. Imagine you're holding a pie plate. Long diagonal. And then back to reverse warrior. And warrior two. Let's lower the arms, parallel the feet, change sides. So take the other foot so it's bisecting the back arch and come into warrior two. Shoulders relaxed, fingers active, Virabhadrasana 2. Turn the front palm up, reverse warrior. Back to warrior two, strong and steady, and extended right angle. You can bring your hand just straight up or perhaps alongside the ear, but keep the collarbones broad. Back to reverse warrior. Warrior two. Then let's release the hands, step our feet together, or maybe keep them a little bit wide, or do a few more hula hoop circles. Sometimes those standing postures kind of activate areas we need to relax again. And then return to your seat, feet under knees, hips under shoulders. Actually, we're heading to Savasana, final relaxation. So let the back of the chair comfortably support you. So it's so important at the end of any yoga practice, however short, to give yourself a few minutes to undo, to practice the art of undoing. So this is the time to give yourself permission to rest, to soften your gaze, or close your eyes. To notice the interior landscape. What do you feel, and how do you feel? Give yourself space for the answers. Bring that friendly observation to the breath. What is its quality? Is it hurried or slow? Choppy or smooth? Shallow or deep? And stay with the breath just as it is. Feeling its ebb and flow. And if you find your attention is drifting, that's perfectly natural. Just bring yourself back with the gentleness with which you would take the hand of a small child.
Marie, we have about 5 more minutes.
Okay. Coming back to the breath. And then with another gesture of attention, notice sensation. Not seeking it out, but simply being aware of any particular sensation that calls out for your attention. Noticing its features. Temperature, tightness, tenderness. And then open up into the full field of sensation that is the body. And then notice your thoughts coming, going, like clouds in the sky. Acknowledge, recognize the feelings that might come along, and then let them go. Finally, open yourself up, rest yourself in the awareness of simple being, that easy sense of presence, always here, just like the breath. Requires nothing. It just is. So see if you can linger in the awareness of presence, of being here with this beautiful breath. That deep down goodness within. Simply here, simply now, simply you. Taking a deep breath, opening your eyes, bringing your hands to your heart. Let's end with 3 in and out breaths. Inhaling, arms wide, palms together. Exhaling the good energy to the heart. And again, breathe in and breathe out. One more time. May you be safe. May you be happy. May you be healthy. Namaste.
Marie, thank you so much. That was such a lovely midweek break for everybody.
You're so welcome.
If anyone has any questions for Marie about yoga or breathing exercises or anything like that, please go ahead and drop it in the chat. And over the next few minutes, we'll try and answer some of your questions. Okay.
Thank you.
Yes, lots of thank yous. We have our first question from Maggie. First, thank you so much. That was very approachable and pleasant. I have lung scarring from COVID and I'm on oxygen. Do you have a favorite yoga pose to increase breath and lungs?
That is a very good question. Let me think. I guess I feel that if you do anything like as simple as just inhaling to the count of 4, opening your arms, exhaling, hands to the heart, that there are anything that's sort of giving you expansion and extension that will help build back your lung capacity if you are really paying attention and recognizing that less is more when it comes to linking the breath and the movement. That's what I would suggest.
Thank you, Marie. We have another question. Are there any quick stretches or strengthening to do if we want to focus on not letting the neck jump forward while at my desk, like when you catch yourself doing it?
Yes. I really think it's an amazing thing how much, and this was true of the last one as well, proprioception, just building body awareness, really takes care of this. So no question that if you can build an awareness at the head, the skull, the head is about 11 pounds. So you want it to visualize it as floating at the top of the spine. And, certainly there are things you can do like bringing it back, bringing the chin so it's parallel. There's a hyoid bone under the jaw, and I've heard the cue of kind of smiling it back. And I do think standing up and looking not at a computer, breaking up your day can be helpful with that. And drawing your shoulders back, although I'm not talking about a militaristic thing, because I've sometimes done that with my husband and he's like, that's not what, So you really need to sort of keep the shoulders and keep that awareness of the head at the top of the skull that just sort of comes with a little bit of practice. I hope that helps.
Thanks, Marie. We have another question. How do you use mindfulness in day-to-day life?
Well, I really think it is marvelous if you can be modest in your expectations for yourself. And if your life, find 10 minutes in your day, whatever works. For me, it's my second cup of coffee to sit quietly, set a timer, and be quiet and watch your mind. But I really think once you become familiar with how breathing, that whole cliche of take a deep breath has truth to it, that you do find when you're in situations of stress, just sort of practicing breathing in, breathing out can be a mindful act for how you relate to the world and people. So that could be for those of you who have to park in parking decks. That's when you practice. So.
Thank you, Marie. Well, I don't see any other questions, so I think we can go ahead and conclude. Thank you so much for doing this session with us. I know I thoroughly enjoyed it and it was much needed.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I so appreciate the opportunity. Nice to see you, Kimberly. All right.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for coming. We hope that you all have a wonderful day. Can we do this every week? I know we need it every week.